Perfect. Okay, so we'll be starting today on the Impact and Legacy Program Workshop. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us this morning. This is a true pleasure to have you all here. I can see there's a lot of people joining. Today we'll be talking about the program, the novelty, what it entails. We have a little bit of an agenda as well. So if there is any questions, please feel free to use the chat and we'll start diving into the topic right away. So first, a little bit of territorial acknowledgement. While we are meeting virtually today, I would like to acknowledge that I am speaking to you from the traditional territory of the Ucluelet First Nation, and I also acknowledge that you may be joining from other Indigenous territories, so please feel free to put your land acknowledgement in the chat if you'd like to do so. So our project team this morning. So my name is Margot Martin. I'm a regenerative tourism consultant at a Synergy Enterprises. And today I will be joined by my colleague Kayla, who, as I said, will be monitoring the chat this morning. We just want to let you know that Synergy is supporting DGV, so Destination Greater Victoria, in explaining to you the program and all of its intricacies and what it means for you as a DGV members. So just to let you know a little bit about our credential, Synergy Enterprises is a consultant sustainability firm based in Victoria. Today's overview of the workshop, the idea is twofold. So there's two objectives with explaining to you this program. The first one is to make sure that as a DGV member, you understand the concept of the program, its social impacts, its objective, its roles, and also how to understand how this program really can have a positive impact for all the events that you would like to implement. So not only we're using here the three pillars of sustainability, which are social, economic, and environmental, but there's also that aspect of reputational benefits for your events. So let's dig into our agenda for today. So first, we're going to have a little bit of an overview of the concept of the program. Then we'll be moving on to the purpose and the objectives of said program. Then we'll be talking about the benefits from the program as a client. What does it entail for your event? And we'll be wrapping up with a few Q&A time and anything that you would like to address in terms of questions. So let's move on to the concept of the Impact and Legacy program. First, let's talk about the program foundation. So the Impact and Legacy program has strategic initiatives that are really designed to create what we call the long-term positive effects from events, and it extends the benefits beyond the event itself. So the main objective is really to address, as I said, the three pillars of sustainability, which are social, economic, and environmental. And there's also a cultural priorities in emphasizing the host communities. So for events, the Impact and Legacy program really enhances the value of your event, and it aligns it with the community needs, the global sustainability goals that we will be talking about in the next slide. It also attracts a lot of sponsors, partners, and it really participates to the overall positive aspect of your event's reputation. So when it comes to the destination itself, the one that you are currently in, it helps really develop the destination brand as a responsible, I would say, forward-thinking host. So not only for your sustainability events development, but also for the community in general. So it really is about driving a positive coverage in terms of economic, media as well. It nurtures really a long-term development. So it's I would say it's for the greater good. I wanted to share with you a document that is called the Business Events Legacy Study that is currently being worked on by Destination Canada right now, just to show you a little bit of the importance of this Impact and Legacy program, not only at Destination Greater Victoria scale, but also at the Canadian scale. So this document has been released at national scales, and it's just to give you an idea of how the program goes beyond usual tourism metrics, some KPI that you might already be using. Maybe this document can help you see a little bit more of what the KPIs entails when it's at a bigger destination. So the study is set to be released this year. Right now, like as I said, the document is being worked on. But in the meantime, we have put the link. It's a two-pager. It's a good introduction of the program, and there's also a video. And Kayla has put it in the chat as we speak. All right, let's move on to the impact and legacy program when it's really intertwined with what we call the SDG, so the Sustainable Development Goals. So the impact and legacy program is a very important component of the SDG frameworks, and it really feeds from all the different goals. So the program really directly supports the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals that have been created by the United Nations in 2015. And the idea is really to use your event as a platform to advance different goals. So, for example, you can decide to choose SDG 4, which is the quality education. There's also gender equality with SDG 5. You have climate action, SDG 13, and the economic growth. That is a very important aspect of this program. That is SDG 8. So, events can really also you can showcase different best practices depending on the themes, on the objectives of your events, and you can really choose your SDG priorities based around the awareness that you want to bring to your events. So it is important to know that Destination Greater Victoria is a biosphere certified destination, and they can really help you decide on the SDGs that you would like to promote or highlight for your events, and then align those SDGs with the impact and program legacy. So they can really efficiently support you to lead your events, and really as a program partner, help you also just make sure that your long-term sustainability strategy is aligned with your events. So I just wanted to show you a little bit of, the different SDGs. For example, if I were to give you a little bit of ideas, if we take the SDG 4, which is quality education, your event can include one of the educational workshop that is being put together with the local organizations that we have. And we'll be talking a little bit later in that workshop about the different partners that DGV has in the program. But SDG 4 is an important one. So there's also SDG 5, gender equality, in which you decide to go a little bit more with initiatives that may promote women's participation and leadership in your event. There is a lot to choose from, and the idea is really to make sure that your events is aligned with those sustainability practices, sustainability goals. Okay, moving on to why the program matters. So in a nutshell, the Impact and Legacy program supports really many sustainability goals. So both for your events and both for the destination, that is Destination Greater Victoria. So there's multiple goals here. It supports your events in your sustainability endeavor. It improves the event value, as in it's not just a one-off. It's also you're trying to create a legacy, or you're trying to create an event that will be reoccurring through the years. And not only does this event align with your sustainability practices, it also aligned with the global sustainability goals of the destinations. You participate with this program, you participate from the 3 pillars of sustainability within the destinations, and the positive outcomes that you're going to create throughout that program are really long lasting. As I said at the beginning of this workshop, it also attracts a lot of like-minded participants, but also the sponsor, the partners. And that's a great way to engage with your attendees when it comes to what we call the meaningful engagements, trying to discuss those really important sustainability conversation and address the questions around climate action. The aspect of aligning with the DGV sustainability framework through the Sustainable Development Goals framework is also an important one that can help you in your own sustainability strategy. And it's really about maximizing the benefits of all the different hosted events that you're gonna have, also your the other businesses that are in the program, and it really about it creating a lasting value. So this is a teamwork effort here. Moving on to what we call the purpose and objectives of the program. But first, I would like to know if anybody has questions so far, if everything seems clear, and just a little bit of time for questions. There's not many people on camera, so please feel free to just raise your hands or unmute yourself. So far, so good? Okay. Well, then we'll be moving on to our next section. So the purpose of the program for the destination. I just wanted to showcase a little bit of the 4 pillars of what the program is rooted in. So as you can see on that slides, we have a community engagement. So community engagement, we have continuous learning, we have economic growth, and we have long-lasting partnerships. Those are what we call the overarching purposes of the program, but there's obviously a little bit more, and they can be tailored based on your events and what you're trying to accomplish here. Let's look at them a little bit more in details. So the community engagements, that aspect, that priority, that purpose, as we can call it, really ensures that the events that you're offering are really around celebrating the experiences that your attendees will be in contact with, and to support the uniqueness of DGVs and the different artists and different local businesses that we host in. And we try here to align with the local values of our community. So it's about choosing local businesses that are prominent in the destination and that can really showcase what DGVs has to offer. Then when it comes to continuous learning, it's about empowering your events attendees and the local communities of the destination through training workshops, educational exchanges, and it's about knowledge sharing and growth together. So here it's really about making sure that there's a synergy that is being created between the host, the event host, and the community within which the event is taking place. Then moving on to the economic growth, really it's about supporting your events in terms of economic viability, and it's about driving and supporting local businesses. So that way there is a correlation, economic correlation directly between the events and the local communities, and we're trying to prevent anything about what we call the economic leakage. So we're making sure that all the benefits that are being created by your events are directly going back to the community. Then there's the long-lasting partnerships, and those partnerships are built by establishing long-lasting collaborations between you as an event host and the destination and the local businesses you are working with through the program, and to make sure that there is a positive outcomes that are being created, and also reputational outcomes that will make an impact, as in a legacy where events can come back in the destination, and making sure that there is engagement. So these are the few of the purposes, but aligning impact and legacy with DGV's long-term strategy. So right here, the idea is multiple. So the question that we are asking ourselves here is about what do we want to achieve here? So between you as a host event and the program itself, the idea is to really design programs with the local value at the core. So I'm sure that most of you here really want to support the community, and to make sure that people that are part of the community year-round are celebrated and highlighted. So the idea is to waiving community cultures and sustainability priorities into each impact and legacy offers. So you really make sure that you are relevant to what our community, the destinations need, and you create meaningful impact for your events and your attendees as well. The idea is to involve the community and the stakeholders throughout the process. So by that, we are meaning to make sure that the collaboration that we are fostering create really a buy-in and builds inclusive legacy between the local businesses that are included in the program and your events. So it's about including the community in the creation of those partnerships from the get-go. And this is really the cornerstone of the program here, is to create that link between the destination and the events, and to make sure that it benefits economically and reputationally. And then it's also about making sure that your goals, your sustainability goals and DGV's sustainability destination goals are intertwined into every events that are created between the program and your events. So each partnership created reinforced the vision, reinforced sustainability vision that the DGV has for the destination, as well as helping you grow your own sustainability vision for your event. So it really aligns with the overarching sustainability strategy from DGV. All right, then when we talk about the purpose of the program and when we talk about the different key stakeholders, what I want you to understand is that it's a teamwork. As I said a little bit earlier, the idea is not only to work between the local businesses in the program and just your event. It's also about the governmental institution that is DGV, but also the residents and your event attendees that are really the important part of that program. So the event attendees, the idea is to create memorable experiences for them, to showcase the value, the culture, the heritage of the destination we're in. And then when it comes to the local communities and the residents, about really creating a lasting cultural benefits, and to explain a little bit more about the destination, the people that live in, and what makes our destination so unique. Then for the local businesses, it really is about making sure that they are included in the program and that we create an economic growth for them and we help them. It's an opportunity for them to really grow beyond the event, during the event, and beyond the event. And when it comes to the governmental institution as DGB, it's really to support the strategic goals and the sustainability goals of the destination's reputations. So it is a virtuous circle here. And you are really at the center of it as a host event. Moving on to the objectives of the program. So here you can see to amplify the dedicated work of the organizations we're working, so the partners, and the important role they play in improving and enhancing the quality of life in our vibrant community. So the objectives of the program are to support the events hosted in the destination. So the idea is really to make sure that DGV supports you as the host and to develop genuine ties with the partners of the program. And then a second priority is to amplify the work of our local residents and create leadership. The teamwork is on developing the destination's reputation as well as the event's reputation, and really to create a hub of sustainable events. So you are leading the charge when it comes to sustainable events when you are going into that program, when you are entering the program. And of course, there is this aspect of generating economic benefits in the destination through sustainability goals. So there is a few organizations that are already part of the Impact and Legacy program. Just wanted to give you a little bit of an overview here. So we have a few: Anti-Collective, Fed Urban Agriculture, Peninsula Stream Society, Power to Be, Soap for Hope Canada, and Where to Start. So those organizations, those partners, all of them represent a few of the SDGs. So as you can see on the left side of the slide, there's a variety of SDGs that are represented. The idea here is to, if you decide to enter the program, is to make sure that your SDGs align with the partners, that you have common grounds here, and to make sure that the activities that you're going to choose to have at your event align with your sustainability goals. So now we'll be moving on to our what we call the case studies, just to showcase a little bit of the different partners that DGV has in the program, and just to show you what they are capable of offering and how you can align with them and what has been done in the past that was very successful in terms of activities. And for that, I will be passing the mic to Miranda to explain to us, to showcase us 3 different partners. Miranda.
Okay. Thank you, Margot. Hi, everyone. Good morning. Great to see everybody today, and thank you so much for taking time to learn about this program. And thank you, Margot, for providing that context. So we've partnered with Synergy to kind of provide that context, the background of what this program is about. And I see, great to see many of these familiar names and faces on this call today, many of our event planner partners, hotel partners, and just really want to say, really appreciate taking the time to learn more about this Impact and Legacy program. I know many of you are involved with it. We are now offering the hotel incentive program. So many of you hoteliers are working on that. That's great. As a DMC company, some of the other activity partners, I think all of you can play a really great role in bringing some of these programs to life. And this program is really led by the Business Events Victoria team here at Destination Creative Victoria. So if you have any kind of further questions, myself and the rest of my team are happy to kind of give you an overview of that and answer any questions. And the reason why we kind of create these programs, as many of you who work with groups and conferences, you probably know, often they come to our destination and they are hosting a conference and they want to incorporate a local give back event. They want to spend some time with their conference attendees and come to us to say, what can we do to create some kind of impact in the community? And that's why we created these options so that we can provide these options for our clients. And really the program, the Impact Legacy program, each of the organizations we've partnered with, we've chosen the ones that Margot just shared in the slide previously, some local organizations that people might not know about coming here, right? They're really kind of unique to what we have in Victoria. And working with each of them to create experiences and activities are really about a turnkey experience for our event planners. So everything's set up a certain way. All we really need to do is connect them with the organization and they can again go off and create the programs for their attendees. And something to note with these programs, I'll run through a few examples of them. They can also be brought into the venue. So for example, this one with Anti-Collective, you can see here's one example we did. We had hosted a group of clients at Seasider and they were able to conduct a drum making workshop there at Seasider venue. So their workshops can be brought into your hotel venue, can be brought into the conference center, any event space. So it doesn't have to be, it can be held anywhere, just kind of working with them. So I think that's something important as you're planning these events to let your clients know that you can bring these events to where the venue is. So this was an example that we did. It was a great event and it really kind of gave our clients perspective of our local Indigenous culture here and then learning something about that as well as coming away with an activity. So that was one example, working with Anti-Collective. And then I can share the next example. We have also done some work with Soap for Hope. And I think some of you of our hotel partners that were out at our GM missions out east last week or a couple of weeks ago, we brought the workshops to the events out in Toronto, Ottawa, and Montreal, where we had representatives from Soap for Hope engage our clients in the soap making workshops. So that's one example of what they can do. More locally in Victoria, you can also attend their factory there where you can help fill soap bottles that are then brought to shelters where people need soap. And there's a lot of different activities that Soap for Hope can do. And many of our hotel partners work with them in terms of providing their gently used hotel soap products or linens to be repurposed. So that's another great collaboration that we have with this local organization. So we've talked to Soap for Hope as well here at the conference center. They're able to set up one of our meeting rooms to kind of create some soap making workshops in between conference sessions and different things that attendees can do and kind of have the impact of what they can give back to the community. So that's another partner to highlight. And I think the next one we have we've done case study working with Fed Urban Agriculture. So that is the farm that's located out just across the bridge, kind of close to where the Delta Hotel is. And for those of you who have not been there, it's a great farm where they talk about how they can harvest different products and then providing food security for organizations across the city. And what we've done with the group is bringing them to the farm to look at the products that they harvest and linking that to a cooking class than we did with local chef Dan at Seasider as well. So it was really talking about that farm to table experience, seeing where the food comes from, bringing it back to the client event where you're actually cooking with this produce and then eating the food afterwards. So it's another great local organization to highlight in a different way we can bring them into the client experience.
Thank you very much, Miranda,
Yeah,
for this explanation. And the case study is very fantastic to see all the different activities that you have already implemented and tried. And so I hope
yeah.
that thank you.
And I think just I wanted to highlight one thing for everyone on the call to kind of know that the fact that it's every time we've done these events, it's very much a turnkey experience, right? So you just have to, if you have clients that are interested in doing these events, introducing them to Deepak from the business events team, then connecting you with someone from these organizations, and they really take it from there to kind of organize what this looks like and making it really a simple process. Because as we all know with event planning, there are a lot of things happening. So there's this one aspect where it's really curated to be that turnkey experience for the clients.
And we will be sharing all this information about how to contact the DGV team to be part of the program in the next slides. So this is a great segue. Thank you, Miranda. And we'll be moving on to our section related to the benefits from the program as a DGV client. So this is a good way to tell you about how does the program work for you from a client's perspective. So right here, we have a really try to break down the work of the program in four different supporting steps. So the first one is DGV will accompany you with the list of partners that have entered the Impact and Legacy program and will showcase all the different possibilities to you to choose from. Then there will be a discussion regarding the preferred partners in alignment with the different sustainability goals that you have for your events. If you have priority SDGs already pinpointed for your organizations, then you'll be moving on to being put in touch with the partners of your choice, with the partner of your choice, to talk about the activities, timeline, and the overall structure of the activity that you have chosen. And then the last step, but not the least, is really to decide about the tailored activity that you would like to offer to your attendees in partnership with the partner, obviously. There's really a broad array of activities that you can choose from, and the DGV team is really here to support you to make sure that everything is aligned and that you are set up for success. So speaking of success, the idea is really to align your events with your sustainability values. I've said it multiple times, and I will say it again, really, as a DGV client, the Impact and Legacy program is really, it's a strong tool for you to make sure that your business is aligned with your sustainability values. So you really ensure a consistent sustainability message during the time of your events, and it will be able to address the sustainability requests that you have from your attendees as well. This is a good way to start those sustainability conversations and to address any questions that they may have around the sustainability aspect of your event. So this is a safe place to create a way to really connect with your attendees and to make the most of the program. The idea is to align the sustainability values with the partners that you're going to be choosing. It really is the key success here. So DGV is really here to help you with that. Don't hesitate to communicate as well your new partnership when you have decided to the activity, the partners you want to work with. DGV is here to help you. They have multiple tools and resources to communicate that partnership and to create a little bit of promotion around it. There's multiple ways now to communicate this partnership. So the different platforms that you're going to be using, social medias and such. It's a great way to incentivize the activity to your future attendees, and DGV really invites you to communicate proudly about this partnership. It has to be authentic and genuine, but this is really something that will benefits your event and the community. So plays the legacy in developing in an authentic and long-lasting relationship with your program partner, and that might be something that you want to do year after year. So this would be a beautiful relationship that will be developed. And don't forget that the program it really is meant to be visible and amplified through post-event communication. So it's not only a one-off during your event; it goes after that. It goes beyond. So feel free to use the program as a storytelling message for your organization. And to do so, there is a few tool and resources that DGV is putting on their website and will be sharing with you once you enter the program. So there's a few learning tools here, as you can see on the slide. There's the impact and legacy documents, and Kayla will be sharing those links in the chat. You can also refer to the DGV team, so Miranda and Deepak, to make sure that you have all the informations. You'll have the partners list that is available as well on the DGV website. There truly is a tailored accompaniment from the DGV team when it comes to the Impact and Legacy program. And as you can see, all the questions, please feel free to ask Deepak about it. His email is on the screen right now, and we'll be sharing it with you afterwards as well. There's also one aspect that we would like to discuss with you that is a very important one, that is measuring and reporting. So reporting and measuring, it's always a key last step to close a successful program with. So the impact communication resources per partner and a DGV output metric tracker, those are the documents that will help you. They're created by DGV and they are made for you as a DGV client. They will allow you to track the steps of your partnerships, to communicate the positive results of your collaboration. So this is really a way for you to make sure that the success of your events is communicated properly, authentically, and accurately after the events. And that will create that legacy, long-lasting aspect that we were talking about. So there is, for example, examples of statements that you can publish on your website or social media. There are examples of impact narratives. Everything is created to make sure that you are accompanied until the end to talk about what your attendees experience and the activity that you have chosen for your events. So there is a lot of accompaniment, as you can see, and the DGV team is really happy to support you from A to Z. All right. So now let's take a little bit of time for a few Q&A time. If there is any questions regarding the program that is fairly new and that DGV would like to develop with you side by side and help with the supporting the partners as well, the local economy. So is there any questions from anybody in the audience today that would like to be addressed by DGV and the DGV team? I see there's a few of you. Anybody wants to ask about the program or any pressing questions about how the program works? I hope that the presentation was helpful and provide a lot of information. Just gonna give you 1 or 2 minutes. You can also put your questions in the chat. No one? Miranda, is there a few last words that you would like to give to our audience today before we are wrapping up?
Yeah, just really, once again, thank you everyone for their time and learning about this program, because it's really about your reach as well to share this program opportunity with all your clients and people that you work with. And yeah, we're happy to support any way we can. So just thank you.
Thank you so much, Miranda, for those words. If there's no question today, we will be wrapping up and give you a little bit back of the time up for this hour. Just to let you know that there is all the information about Miranda and how to contact Deepak in the chat right now. If there is any other questions, feel free to just send these questions to Kayla or myself, and we'll be more than happy to forward them to the DGV teams to accompany you. I wish you all the best with entering that program, and I hope to see all your successful initiatives very soon. Thank you, everyone, and I wish you all a nice day.